I gotta give a big shout out to our friends over at iFixit because they provided us 2 of their business repair toolkits that come with all of these tools that you need to repair pretty much anything that you have around your house. And they provided them to us so that we could actually give them away to our local makerspace as well as our local high school shop class so that the kids have access to all the tools and things they need to be able to start learning how to repair things on their own. We absolutely love that. And we wanted to share that also today is the last day to get 20% off their bundles as well as free shipping for Cyber Monday. So be sure to check the links in the description below to find out all the information you need, as well as leave a comment below this video and we'll actually give away a Pro Tech bundle. So all you have to do is just leave a comment below this video and we will reach out. And so thank you very much iFixit for fighting for our right to repair, sponsoring our channel, and helping out our local makerspace and shop class, as well as giving you guys a free Pro Tech bundle. Check the links in the description below. Let's get into this video.
Good morning. In last week's video, we picked out 4 logs for you to choose from that we would throw on the sawmill and mill up, and there was clearly a winner. Before we can even go get that log out of the pile, we have a ton of setup work to do. If you're wondering how the sawmill got back here, because if you remember it was up by the shipping container, Dylan got a wild hair a few weeks ago and moved it back here. And I walked outside and thought somebody had stolen the sawmill because didn't even know it was gone or moved.
So the log y'all selected is none other than the hardest log to get to, which is the Magnolia, which is over here.
The big Magnolia.
Yeah, so y'all selected number 4, which is this giant Magnolia log, which is also the one on the back of the biggest pile, so thanks a lot.
This is the one I wanted.
Yeah, now we have to figure out how to get this thing out and get it over to the mill. And I'm not sure if that means we ought to just take all these logs off or clear us a new access area over here to get to this. I'm not sure what the plan of attack will be yet, but time to get this big boy off of here and get it on the Woodland Mills sawmill. So it wasn't too bad getting this log off the pile after all, but the problem with these logs is that they're so large the tractor can just barely pick them up, so they can be very precarious pulling them off the top of a very tall pile. But anyway, we got it over here, we got it on the mill, and with most logs, the butt of the tree is a lot bigger diameter than the top of the log because of the way trees grow, and this is no different. And so what I'm trying to do is I'm lifting up the log and Molly's sliding different things underneath the smaller diameter end to shim it up so that we get the log actually level, but level with its center. And I'll show you what I mean. So on the end of a log, easiest way to do this I found is use anything across the bunks here or the rails of the sawmill and then measure up to the center of the tree, which is right here. And we're just trying to get that measurement to the center of the tree to be the same on each end, so that like you're drawing an arrow down the middle of the tree and that arrow is level. So that's going to give us the best, highest quality lumber out of this. I think we have it in a pretty good spot, so now it's just a decision of like what we're going to cut, the thicknesses of boards and things. So I'm going to ponder that for a second and then get set up to start cutting. was not expecting this first cut to be so dramatic. But the sneak peek that I already had is pretty dramatic. I was gonna wait and cut the next one and then do a reveal, but look at this.
Take it off. Take it off.
Look at the spalting right there. Look at
Wow.
that. That is gorgeous.
Looks like ash.
Yeah, I might could have gotten a section out of this, but we'll keep it as the top. Oh my gosh. Dang. Look at this. This is worthwhile. I'm so glad that y'all picked the Magnolia.
Me too.
Oh, look at it. This is crazy. Oh, there's actually a bug right here. Like a
Oh.
it's like some type of worm or something eating it. But see, if you had milled this right after cutting it down, you wouldn't have all this spalting, which, like, you know, makes it clearer, and some people like that better. But I actually love the look of lumber after it's set and weathered some and had some spalting happen. I actually think it looks even cooler. It looks like you rescued it from the forest. You didn't just cut it down for the sake of making lumber, if that makes any sense at all. But look at that. I can't wait to throw some water on this. We have water back here, Molly.
Oh, yeah.
We got a Matt Cremona splash it. Maybe we'll cut all of them and then do one giant splash at the end and see what they all look like. All the slabs. Dang, this bark is crazy. It's like a palm tree almost. Like, it's super fibrous. It's almost like a fir. Oh, I'm so excited for this. Now I don't know what I want to do. See, I was gonna make this all into like 1-inch thick boards, more or less, to make a whole bunch of charcuterie boards, because I really like the idea of having like this very local tree, you know, be able to have it at like an affordable price point for people. But now I'm looking at this and I'm like, man, I kind of want to make this into some like pretty thick lumber. What do you think?
I don't know.
I mean, we can do both.
Tough
obviously.
choice.
We have a second log as well that's a bit smaller. Maybe we could just make it
That charcuterie.
all charcuterie stuff,
Yeah.
and it's less wide. Like, all these are gonna be pretty big.
Yeah.
Let's do that. Let's do,
This would be so pretty as like end tables.
we can do like 2-inch then.
Yeah.
We're gonna do 2-inch thick, 2-inch slabs,
Yeah.
or 2.5-inch. Actually, I like 2 1/4, because then you can finish it
Yeah.
too if you want.
Yeah.
If you want it to be full 2-inch. Dang. Oh. A lot more bug holes. I can already see that. There's a lot of... Oh, they're cut through one of them right there.
Mm.
Whoa, this one's got a ton of green in it.
Weird.
Like, green. Look at that.
Just a kid in a candy store.
You want to help me look at this? No, that section. It's like straight up like green, like neon green in there. This whole end of the log here has little to no bug damage, but down here it has a lot.
'Cause maybe that was the bottom. I mean, it was, right?
Well, no, but this was cut down. This was a healthy tree when it was cut down. I got this from a neighbor, and this log, for reference, is set for at least a year. At least a year. But that's good to know for future things, that these Magnolia logs have to have some extra care to avoid bugs, because I mean, this isn't like small ant holes. This is like pretty big stuff here. Nothing that can't be filled and then be interesting in a project, certainly. And maybe if we do one more slab, it'll actually disappear, because it did disappear down there. But yeah, that's a good lesson to learn. But man, look at the, I mean, look at the variety of color in this. It's crazy. I mean, this is like, this entire tree, everywhere you look, looks like when poplar sprouts, but when like the most interesting part of a poplar board. You know, if you ever get a poplar board and you're like, whoa, that part right there is crazy. This is like the whole tree looks like that. It's got a ton of green, but then the green areas have these like very sharp, distinct black lines. And it's just like, it just looks like, it looks like watercolor. It's very dark green to light green. It fades out. I can't wait to throw some water on these. Alright guys, things are getting really good, but I can't show them too much, Molly. We gotta wait for the splash test when we get them all out. So we're gonna rapid fire through a handful more of these slabs. And then, yeah, we probably got at least another 6 more we can get or so. Starting to get into some, this is what's really neat about this. So like, you know, I'm just learning these things, so forgive me if my ignorance shines through. But like this was not prevalent on the outside of the tree, right? This was not on the last slab, this is not here. So this was like a pruning cut at some point in this tree's life. Like this tree was only this big when that limb was cut off of there. And so now it's showing through, right? It wasn't on the other one. It's just interesting to see like internal knots that obviously the limb would have been way out here. So this limb was on this tree at some point.
Rapid fire, rapid cut.
Yep. Molly's taking on the Cremona challenge here.
Which one? The biggest one, I'm thinking?
Well, we got them lined up. We got them all lined up. So let's just see what you can do. See how much of it you can get in one go. The whole thing.
The whole thing?
Yeah. A heck of a challenge, yeah.
Oh my gosh. I ain't strong enough for this. Oh.
That's pretty good. That's like a solid 75–80% coverage.
Could get that broom and sweep it on.
We'll do some more. Splash some more. See if you can finish it off. Bucket number 2.
Maybe I won't throw this one. I'll be a little more delicate.
It's a little unfair because Cremona usually has like an entire slab that's, you know, the entire tree that we have laid out here. This would be like 2 slabs for him. Kind of cheating. I'll allow, but that's kind of cheating.
I'm delicate.
All right, you ready to take a look?
Talk about cheating.
Well, you didn't get full coverage. Somebody's got to do it. All right, time to see the results. We're gonna start here. I think this is the, yeah, this is first cut to last cut. We have them laid out perfectly here. So check this guy out. First of all, this is the thing that I was trying to show at first. Look at how much green and sharp black lines there are in this. I mean, it's like spalting, but it's very mild, like actual spalting. It's not soft or anything like that. Like it seems very still very good in lumber, but it has all of that color added in because these logs set outside. But you can see kind of where this is the more clear version of Magnolia, like the true Magnolia color. It's this like light sort of combination between like an ash and a poplar type look, but then just all of this crazy color that comes in when it sits outside for a while. I mean, every single one of these all look like iron type scars, like they're just jet black almost, but it's everywhere. It's all through this, which is really interesting. This is probably my favorite, one of my favorite sections right here.
That's my favorite for sure.
It's
I love
super interesting. And then look at how like neon green it is through here. And the rest of this section is fairly clear compared to most of the rest of the boards. And then it's again that crazy pattern towards the end of the log, where I guess these struggle with moisture intrusion more than other logs through the end, because most logs that I've sawn that have set outside for this same period of time don't have this much coloration on the ends like this does. It's very interesting. Similar thing over here, less of it though, and then more of this wild like gray color through the middle. So it's very clear, but it's almost gray instead of white.
I would rather it be like that. Like if you were to use it for furniture, I think that's pretty cool looking. The gray.
I think it's all pretty cool
Yeah.
looking. Look how big these two slabs are. I mean, these are pretty big slabs, especially for magnolia trees. Like, this is a pretty stout tree.
Do you have a measure on you?
I do not have a measure, but I have one in my brain. And that sucker right there, that is
18
exactly
inches.
16 3/8.
I'll
wanna
get you a
test me?
measure.
What was your guess?
18.
18, 16 3/8. Coming
Which
right up.
I'm just rounding here.
Rounding? 16 3/8 exactly.
Shut up.
Look, zoom in. 16 3/8. Can't make that shit up. Got laser vision right here.
Oh my gosh. That is ridiculous.
What can I say? I've been
If
reading the tape
anybody-
measure for quite a while.
Yeah, if anybody doesn't believe you're a real woodworker or whatever.
That was too good. People aren't gonna believe that. They'd be like, wow, 16 1/4, you're very close. But if I say I actually got it perfectly, now they're just gonna be like, no way, give me a break. Tell me, give me another one. Give me another section. On a totally separate log so that it's different.
I guess right here.
Well, that's a similar width.
Okay.
Something wildly different.
Guess right here.
Be very specific though.
In the middle between the
Right
bar. Oh.
I'll go right here. Alright? So I'll make a crease and a crease. What's your guess?
10 3/4.
I think you're probably pretty close. I'm gonna go with a... I gotta be precise here. I think it's... Gosh, I think you're really close, but I feel necessary to be different than you. And that's probably gonna screw me up. So I'm gonna go under that. Oh, you're playing Jedi mind tricks on me now because you were so close to what I was gonna say.
Oh, we should have gone first.
I know. Okay, I'm 10 5/8. Going under. Oh, it was under. It was 9 3/4. We
Dang
both
it, and I was about to say that was my second guess. Wow.
9 3/4.
Yeah. Whatever.
I got it right. We'll cut that one out.
Moving on.
That was pretty wild. Got that like within a 30-second. There's a lot more of this gray in here. There's some of these knot areas. What's kind of interesting I've found about this tree in particular is this board is the board that has the pith in it, and it is close to the edge, but there's not a very defined heartwood in this. Like normally in most trees, the pith, the very center, like the hardest of the hard of wood, you would normally see like a stripe down the middle, and you don't see that even though the pith is right here. I mean, this is the start of the pith. So that's pretty interesting observation about magnolia, is that it doesn't have a very defined heartwood center.
Interesting.
At least this one doesn't. I really like these. If you look at these, like these two book matched, look at how beautiful this table would be. If you,
Oh, yeah.
okay, epoxy river table, I know, but look how beautiful that would be if you did black down the middle and tied in with all this other black and wild variation of colors with this perfectly book matched section. I mean, there's a lot of curl and stuff happening up and through here that once that was planed and sanded out would look really beautiful. A lot of folding happening.
And then that lime green continues on
Yeah,
that
all
one.
the way
And then
down and around and down into here. Like, that would be a really pretty table, and you wouldn't have to have a giant section of epoxy either. That's already almost perfect width. That's 34 inches, which is a pretty good width for a smaller dining table. Could bump it out a little bit and go to 36.
Ideas.
Maybe this should be our future dining table. We just flipped these two slabs over too to have a book match section, and look at how gorgeous this section is here, where it swoops in with all of that green, like brown and gray colors coming together, and then all of this crazy ribbon of black spalting coming up through here, and then you have some of these bug pits and holes through here. It just is so wild. These are about 10 feet long. I think that those two pairs of slabs there have like a lot of potential for tables. Whether it was like 4 coffee tables or 2 dining tables or some other mixture. Be really, really pretty. Actually, what would be sort of neat would be to do a dining table and then a matching coffee and side table or something, so it was like a suite.
Like a bench to the table or something, you know?
Yeah,
or
so that could be one of these.
Yeah.
Like this one's potentially this one or that one over there.
Just the next one over.
Yeah. Obviously, there's a huge amount of waiting involved with this now because this log has been down for a year, so it's been somewhat seasoned. And I'll get my moisture meter out in a second and just like check, just out of curiosity, what these are currently at. But it's going to take at least another year. At least another year, probably, before we can like safely put these in a kiln and then dry them, and then they'll be dry in like maybe a month or 2 after that. So you're looking at like probably a year and a half best case scenario before we can use these. But you know, I just want to get to a point where we can do this frequently so that there's like a lot of upfront costs here, where there's years of waiting, but then at some point it's like stuff is getting ready constantly. And so then you constantly have stuff after that first like 2 or 3 years worth of waiting. You just have gorgeous things like this waiting. And I really want to document this. Molly, we need to do this. I've been thinking about this. I want to document where the trees come from and figure out some sort of serial system so that we can identify them later, so that we can have sort of a story behind them if we end up using these for clients' projects and things.
Right.
Which right now it's easy because all the logs we have either came off of our property or our neighbor's property, so they're all within a couple acres of this one spot right here, which is neat. But you know, as we start getting more and more of these and we get further along with this, we need to come up with a good system for like tagging them or something, so that we remember where they came from.
Yep.
This is like some of the prettiest wood I've ever seen.
Yeah, this is so interesting.
I mean, and I say pretty, like it's not, this is like one of those things where it's not everyone's cup of tea. Like it'll have its place, for sure. But this area right here is just wild. Look at the, like this area is brown. Everything else has been real light colors or gray or green, and then this area is just brown.
This is the beginning of the documentation, though.
I know,
in
right?
video form.
And then, yeah, hopefully, at least at minimum, these sort of landmark trees will have videos around them, so that we can also go back and look at, you know, where they came from. And hopefully we can even get some videos of picking up logs in the future, or like going to where they were cut down from. I would really like to partner with some local arborists to get select logs here and there. I mean, I don't want a log yard, but to get select logs from that have to get cut down for different reasons. But just pulled out the Wagner moisture meter, and we're going to check this out. And before people ask, these pinless moisture meters, not nearly as affected about like surface moisture. You know, obviously since we just wet this, they're not nearly as affected as pinned meters. Pin meters can get very inaccurate results if the pins aren't driven far enough, or there's a lot of surface moisture. So I'm gonna flip one of these over anyway, but it's not as affected as you would think. Gosh, these are heavy. Sure, we're right in the right setting.
Does it have Magnolia on there?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
I was actually talking to Wagner Meters the other day, and they were saying that they have people from all over the world constantly like calling them and being like, "Do you have a setting for this species?" And so like their catalog of species is just absolutely insane. Like they'll even though they already have a large volume of settings and things, they're constantly adding to it because someone will call from like a random part of the world that they had no idea that species existed, and then they end up calculating it and adding it in. Let's see. What is your guess? You have a guess?
I don't have one.
I'm gonna say I want to say
like,
it's gonna max the meter out. I think the meter maxes out at like 30 something, 35. I think it's gonna max it out. Yeah, it maxed it out.
Wow, instantly.
Yeah. So it's really hard to tell truly how much moisture is in there. Definitely a lot left for sure. So it will be probably at least another year before it's ready to be kiln dried. Probably more like 2 years. So much fun. I'll see you guys later.
I know, right?
You know, this is why we can't do like start to finish project videos. 4 years later.
You're right.
What the heck?
Yeah. We'll remind you in about 2 years.
Yeah, we'll remind you in 2 years when we pull these back out. Can't wait till we build a kiln. It's coming. Oh, I've seen it in the comments. Pretty much every video we ever do sawmilling that we need a kiln. And we just haven't decided specifically. Well, we have, I think now, but we hadn't decided specifically what type of kiln we were going to make, buy, or whatever. And then ultimately where it was going to be and stuff. And we think now we're going to do a dehumidification kiln, and now it's more of a matter of getting time to do it and less of what we're going to do.
There's also other things involved that have to happen first.
Yeah, it's just like so much. It'll be in a different video. There's just a lot of stuff involved with that I want to get right the first time so that we're not just like battling it forever. But we do have a project coming beginning of the year where we have to have a kiln, so it'll be here pretty soon. Well guys, that's gonna wrap up this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks so much for the suggestions for us to get out here and saw a log. If you'd like to see more, leave some more comments down below, and hopefully we'll do another one of these in the future. See you guys later. Peace.